because we made her that way.
Yeah.
It's like we made her that way. Yep, we made her that way because we did not show her the type of love, protection, and we didn't guide her, even though she took care of us. But going back again to domestic violence
Hmm.
and all of the negative uh, with that, I think it's really more. We need to hear more conversations around this,
Yeah.
and if a woman that is being abused that's listening to this show right now, Johnny, how could they get in contact with you to learn more about how to deal with that?
They can reach me at my agency. I work for the Center for Advancing Domestic Peace. We have two locations. We have one, 813 Southwestern. It's right near the corner of Taylor and Western in the UIC area. But we also have an Inglewood office. We're located in the Salvation Army building
Oh, okay.
on 69th and Green. So, what we do is we facilitate group sessions with people who have been convicted of domestic battery. And rather than sitting 60 days, 90 days in the county, usually what happens is the judge and the public defender give them an alternative. You can come to some classes for
Very good.
24 weeks, which is basically 6 months, and you can get some skills on how to deal with challenging issues and conflicts within your relationships and do so non abusively. And once they complete the 6 month program, then they can basically get their record expunged because it's a conditional finding of guilt. It's
Okay.
sort of like
Wow.
going to traffic safety school once you get caught speed, right?
Okay.
Instead of getting the ticket permanently on your record, you can go take the class, right? And the class is usually about
Wow.
three
That's
hours or something.
good.
And if you
That's
complete
good.
the safety class, you can get it taken off your record. Well, it's the same thing. It's basically the same concept.
Very
You
good.
get convicted of domestic violence. It's a conditional finding of guilt. If you go and you take the classes for 6 months, once you complete, you come back and report to the court system. I've completed my classes. Then you can get that expunged off your record.
Now you might get that expunge off your record, but you might not get that at all. I hope the sister forgive you, but oftentimes they don't want to be bothered, with
Oh
you
no,
after that.
they don't usually forget, right?
Right. They might
But you
forgive.
know what? Yeah,
They
usually
might
no one for
forgive.
I mean
And it's
that's
very difficult. I mean,
that's
I
across the
mean,
board.
all we got to do is reverse it and just walk in there. Are
That's
we going to
across
want
the
to
board.
be in a relationship with a woman that hits us, that calls us out of our names? No.
Right.
So, hey,
Yeah.
I understand that, and they don't deserve that. And we have to understand that if we got that kind of weakness or sickness, etc., we have to get it fixed. And it's a
Hmm.
way out of it. I mean,
Hmm.
I know that none of us, period, have a clean record as it when it
Hmm.
relates even our thoughts. When we thinking negative about our woman, that's abuse because sometimes
Hmm.
that transfers and it tends to show up
Hmm.
at
Hmm.
some point.
Hmm.
You know,
But brother, one of the things that we didn't touch on that we should have, and I know we probably running out of time, but the origin of a lot of the conflict in the street, the violence that we see in our community, it comes from the home.
oh, absolutely.
It comes from the abuse and the conflict and the fighting that takes place at home. And if we can find some way to address it in the home,
I
then we can
agree.
make much more progress in addressing it out in the street and in the community.
And that's why I said what I said earlier, that it doesn't make a difference if we get caught up into politics and all of that and don't address this
Mhm.
home and violence in the home being
Violence in the
modeled
home. That's right.
in the community. And I'm talking about coming and facing it head on.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then why worry about anything else and anybody else that's, perpetuating that stuff, or that exhibiting that kind of negative behavior to us, because we doing it to ourselves. We got to
Hmm.
fix what's wrong with us. And I know it's that time for us to roll out of here, man. I really, really appreciate you.
I
With a
enjoyed it,
good show,
brother.
you made an hour
I
go by
enjoyed it.
so fast, brother,
It
that I
did go
can't
by
believe
fast,
it.
didn't
I
it?
mean, it flew by.
Yes,
I
it
hope
did.
that we've said something that will inspire our women, and I think I can speak for all of the men out here. We love our women, and we know that without you, there's no us, and we need to find a way to uplift you to where you belong. And as soon as we get that together, our household
That's
and
right.
our community, any politician, any political party, they will have to come to us. We don't have to run to them, because our family will be back together. You've been listening to the New Black Leadership Coalition program right here on IntellectualRadio.com. My special guest today, one of the members, Mr. Brother Johnny Cole Muhammad. Thank you guys. And yes, Minister Michael will be back on soon. There's plenty of people out there like, where's the fire? Just cool off from the fire that he put in you a few weeks ago. Peace and love, and have a good night.